right. Okay. I'm so freaking excited. So today's going to be a little different, but very valuable, I hope, for you. Okay. So not doing a coaching session this time because I've had a couple of aha moments that I keep like, no, I need to share that. No, I need to share that. And I'm like, what better time to share that than right here, right now? Okay. So I am taking part of Micah's Ignite Your Life course. Okay. Once you become a diamond coach, you get access to her course for free because we are a part of her downline. And I don't remember exactly how much it is, but I think this course is somewhere in the like $6,000 to $8,000 range. Okay. And we get it for free. Okay. So just want to like, that's pretty cool. Okay. And it's pretty life-changing. Okay. So, I have tried and failed to do this course. I think this is my third or fourth time. I get like to here, right here, where I'm at right now. And then I get like stuck. Okay. So I've had some breakthrough moments and I want to share a couple of them with you. Okay. So the first one is morning routines. And that sounds so dumb because you guys know me. You know, I wake up at the butt crack of dawn. Okay. You know, I wake up early. You know, that's not a problem for me. You know, I love the book, The Miracle Morning. Hey, if you're going to be on my call, you got to be my helper. Okay. I say hi. Hi, friends. Hi. See my friends right there? Okay. You know, I wake up early. And that's not what I mean. I do not mean by a morning routine, you have to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, just like I do. That is not a morning routine. Okay. I have been waking up dang freaking early and have had nothing to show for it. Okay. There have been days that I wake up at 4 and I literally am like, what did I even do this morning? I didn't get my workout in. I didn't read personal development. I didn't post or do anything for work. I tidied my house maybe because I didn't last night and it was atrocious, but like, what else did I do in the morning? Okay. So Micah has this mini workshop that if you want, you can purchase it. It's like a 5-day morning routine workshop. And I think it's like $30 or something like that. I mega suggest it because it was huge. It was huge for me. Okay. And in the morning routine workshop, she just talks about, there's a book called Make Your Bed. Okay. And the whole concept of the book is essentially in the Army, they learn how to make their beds really, really well. And the point of making your bed in the morning in the Army, right, is that no matter what else goes on in the day, you at least had a win, one win. Your bed is made so that when you crawl into it at the end of a long, exhausting day, you don't have to fight your sheets. You don't have to fight your pillow. You don't have to fight anything. You had a win and you had a win very first thing. Okay. That is what a morning routine should be. That does not have to mean 4 a.m. That does not have to mean 5 a.m. That does not have to mean 6 a.m. That can literally be 9 a.m. for my people who you know who you are. Okay. If you wake up late and you like to sleep in and you can because your kids are magical unicorns that you need to somehow share with me because my kids don't do that. Okay. Your morning routine is just something that starts your day off on the right foot, that at the end of the day, you'll be able to say to yourself, no matter what happens the rest of today, I had a win because I accomplished fill in the blank. Okay. You have to identify what that is for you. What is it that makes you feel like a win, like a winner? Okay. Some people, that's going to be, I got a workout in. Some people, that's going to be, I showered and got ready today. And I feel like a freaking winner. To some people, that's going to be, I made my bed. To some people, that's going to be, I moved the needle forward on my business. I responded to my messages. I got a post up. I sent 5 invites this morning. Okay. This does not need to turn into like a 2.5-hour routine where I did this and this and this and this and this, and my house was spotless and my kids slept in and I'm a magical unicorn and the whole world is on my side, right? Make your bed. The concept of make your bed. What 1 or 2 or maybe 3 things are like a no. Even if the whole world falls apart today, I will feel like a freaking boss because I accomplished this morning. Okay. So I really want you to do some digging, to do some investing, to figure out what that is for you. And I'm even doing the same thing right now. And I'll say, I watched and did her like homework thing over a week ago, and I'm still playing with my morning routine. Okay. So this is not going to be a like, right? It's going to take some figuring out. And I will say there are some days that my one thing changes. Yesterday, my one thing was I want to get some follow-ups in because my next group is starting on Monday and I want to reach out to people. And at the end of the day, I felt like a freaking boss because I started my morning in my follow-ups and in my messages. Okay. Yesterday, that made me feel like a boss. Today, I'm behind in Ignite Your Life, and we are doing a call with Micah on Monday, and I am in module 3, and we're supposed to be talking about modules 5 and 6. Okay. So today, my morning routine that made me feel like a boss was I spent 30 minutes in my homework. Okay. Which is the next thing, and we're going to talk about in just a second. Okay. The homework that I was doing today. So it doesn't have to be the same thing every day. But your morning routine is something that you're going to wake up and you're going to feel like a winner because you accomplished that thing. And I want to challenge you in your night wind down, right? I think pretty much across the board, you guys know at this point, I lay out my workout clothes the night before. Just helps me, right? It makes me feel like a winner. You probably do that too. Okay. And you're a winner, right? Because you do that too, because you're awesome. Okay. So one more thing to add to your night routine. In the morning, what am I going to do first thing that's going to help me win my day? Okay. Identify it the night before so that when you wake up, when that alarm goes off, you're excited because you know what you need to do to fill that time. And you know it's going to feel so dang freaking good to have it done first thing. Okay. There's another book called Eat That Frog that's all about this type of concept. Okay. So identify your frog the night before. Set your alarm when you're still at your highest level version of yourself the night before to a song that you love that's going to make you excited. Set your alarm across the room so you have to literally get up and out of bed to turn it off and then go get to work on your one thing that's going to make you feel like a freaking boss. Okay. No matter when your alarm goes off. Yes. And then I would identify for yourself, what would a perfect morning look like? If I had the time, if my kids slept in and it is a magical unicorn type of day, what do I want my morning routine to look like? And lay that out for yourself. Okay. I'll tell you mine, not because I want you to be a little copier of Bryn, but just because sometimes it helps to get your wheels turning. Okay. My morning routine on a perfect ideal day, my kids stay asleep as long as I need them to. I wake up at 5, not waking up at 4 anymore. Okay. No, I'm not doing it because I don't like going to bed at 8. My alarm goes off at 5. I charged my AirPods the night before and they're sitting right next to my phone. This is a magical unicorn morning. Okay. I immediately put my AirPods into my ear. While I get dressed, I am listening to my affirmations and my vision on my ThinkUp app. It's my voice. It's recorded. It's got magical music behind it. I feel like I'm in a movie. Okay, cool. I'm listening to those while I get dressed, while I go pee, while I weigh myself. I did those things a little out of order. Go pee, weigh myself, get dressed. I'm still listening because it's on loop for 10 minutes. It takes me about 5 minutes to get dressed. Still listening while I walk down the stairs, while I make my Energize. By the time my energize is made, my affirmations and my vision are over. I've already listened for 10 minutes and I've already won a lot of my day. I am dressed, I am up, and I've already listened to my affirmations and my vision, and I've got my energize. So I'm about to get me some hype. Yes. Up next, this is something I learned in 80-Day Obsession way back when. I'm actually going to let it sit for 30 minutes. I don't do that when I'm teaching live fitness or going to a live fitness class. I like to chug it right before, but I'm going to let it sit for 30 minutes, or I'm just going to sip on it for 30 minutes. And I literally set a timer on my watch. For 30 minutes, I'm going to work because my kids are not awake and I can focus. I'm going to do 10 minutes in my follow-ups. I'm going to do 10 minutes in my Facebook messages, and that's including group threads and things. And then I'm going to spend 10 minutes responding to messages in Instagram and text. Okay. For me, those are my frogs. I am not telling you that those need to be your frogs. Those are mine. Okay. And I feel like $1,000,000 when I have spent time in my follow-ups and done my messages. But if it's not a time for follow-ups, if it's a time for invites, okay, then that's going to shift. If it's not time to follow up because it's not about time for me to fill a group, those 10 minutes are going to instead be inviting either to the business opportunity or to a challenge group. Okay, I'm going to plant those seeds. But 30 minutes of work that is moving my needle forward. Okay, so I've been awake for 40 minutes by now. And are you hearing what has already happened? I'm up, I'm dressed, I have my energize, I've done my affirmations, I've done my vision, and I've worked for 30 minutes. Okay. Then I'm going to pray. I used to make myself pray right away because I'm putting God first in my life, but then I learned I'm too tired and it's not even coherent. Okay. And it's okay. Heavenly Father forgives me if I wait a little bit to wake up. Okay. I'm a timer person if you can't tell. I set a timer for 5 minutes and I say a prayer. I like to challenge myself to pray for 5 minutes because I find if I don't do that, then it's just very rote and monotonous. But if I challenge myself to actually talk to my Father in heaven for 5 minutes, then I actually think of stuff that yeah, I should be praying about this. I want to be telling him about this or asking him for help with this area of my life or whatever. Okay. 5 minutes of prayer. Then I work out for 30 minutes. Okay. Magical unicorn day. My kids are still asleep. Cool. Now I'm going to go eat breakfast by myself. That hasn't happened yet. Okay. They always wake up while I'm working out. Okay. And that for me is my morning routine. That's it. That's all. I'm done. Okay. So identify for you what that looks like. So today it shifted a little. That 30 minutes of work time wasn't messages and follow-ups. Today it was Ignite Your Life. I set my timer for 30 minutes. I did my homework and stuff for 30 minutes. Okay. But then everything else was still the same. I did my prayer. I did my workout. I did not eat breakfast by myself. Okay. It can shift. It can change. You can flow with it. You can be creative with it, but truly identify for yourself what's going to make you feel like a winner first thing when you wake up, no matter what time your alarm goes off. Okay. Are we clear as mud? Yes. All right. Great. Moving on to the next aha moment that I had. Okay. Next aha moment that I had was with working through vision with Micah. Okay. And again, she has a mini workshop. I think it's also about $30. It might be less than that. I'm not 100% sure. It's free with Ignite Your Life. So another perk, get Ignite Your Life. Then you get both of those workshops for free. Okay, cool. I just lost my train of thought. Okay. So with the vision workshop, I have done it. Okay. I've been a coach for 8.5 years. Okay. And sometimes that is very dangerous because I think I am omnipotent and I'm not. Okay. Clearly, because I still have a lot to learn. Otherwise, I would have accomplished my goals long ago. Okay. Micah's only been a coach a little longer than me, and she knows a whole shiz ton more than I do. Okay. So, but sometimes I get all dangerous and high and mighty. I know this thing. Okay. So if you're a coach like me, who's been around for a couple of minutes, be aware of when you say, I know this already. Okay. Because that's probably a limiting belief in some way or form. Just because you know it doesn't mean you've applied it. Okay. Doesn't mean you're practicing it in your life all the time. Okay. So I knew how to do my vision. And all the other times that I've sat down to do Ignite Your Life, this is where I get stuck, because I'm like, I know what I want. I know what my vision is, but then I don't do it. I don't do the homework. And then the perfectionist in me is like, well, you can't move on until you do this part, but I already know what I want. So I don't need to do this part. So, okay, guess I'm just done and I don't need to do any more of Ignite Your Life. Okay. It's not helping me. That's not helping me grow. So this time I was like, no, I'm doing it. I'm doing it the way that Micah suggested. Okay. Clearly she's this passionate about it that it literally takes up like 20 pages in her workbook. If she's that passionate about it, I'm going to freaking do the work and learn what I want in my life. Okay. So again, I highly encourage that you actually get her vision workshop, but just in case that's not going to happen, I'm going to kind of break down what she had us do. Okay. So the very first thing she had us do was to brain dump our current frustrations, my current frustrations. What stresses you out? What causes friction in your relationships? What are you unhappy with right now? And if you could change anything, what would it be? Okay. So for me, I wrote down, my house stresses me out. Tidying up after my children who make a shiz ton of messes and don't help me, that stresses me out. Deep cleaning stresses me out. I hate it. I don't want to do it. Okay. The laundry stresses me out. Okay. My inbox stresses me out because I hate replying to birthday messages. I have done it for 8 freaking years and I don't want to talk to anyone else about their dang birthday. Okay. You're getting the real Bryn right now. So that stresses me out. I don't want to open my inbox and reply to these stupid messages. My skincare routine stresses me out because I get messages all the freaking time about my aging spots. And have you tried this skincare routine? And so now I'm getting all self-conscious about my, freckles and dark spots that I have thanks to pregnancy and all the people that are judging me on social media every time. And I'm not good at washing my face. So even if I buy your freaking product, it's not going to work because I suck in washing my face. Okay. Stresses me out. All right. My hygiene stresses me out. I'm not very good at showering. I want to shower more regularly. I feel better. I feel prettier when I shower, when I get ready. I want to shower every freaking day, but I just don't really feel like I have the time for that. Okay. My emails stress me out. If you open my email inbox right now, you would cringe because I have so many unread emails. Okay. My debt, the debt that we have stresses me out. We have our car payment, we have a credit card, we have a couple of business loans for the businesses that Blake is invested in. Stresses me out. Okay. Mom guilt stresses me out. I hate it. I hate how freaking guilty I feel as a mom. I can feel the emotions coming because I'm telling you all the things that I hate and that stress me out. Okay. I hate that no matter what I'm doing with my time, I feel like I'm doing the wrong thing. And if I'm being a great mom, I feel like I'm being a terrible coach. And if I'm being a great coach, I feel like I'm being a terrible mom. And if I'm being a great housewife, I feel like I'm being a terrible mom. And if I'm being a great fill in the freaking blank, if I'm doing one thing great, it means something else is sucking and I just suck at life. Okay. I hate that. Let's fix it. Okay. I hate that I'm not going to be at leadership again in October. I have wanted to go to leadership so many freaking times and I'm not going to be there. That makes me mad and I want to change that. Okay. My photos and my videos stress me out. I have like 75,000 photos and videos on my phone. I had to upgrade to the 6 terabyte plan because I am so terrible at deleting old photos and videos on my dang phone. Okay. That stresses me out. There you go. Okay. So actually sitting down and allowing myself to write all that out, there's been moments in my days and in my life and in my vision and whatever that I'm like, no, so like, I just really have a great life. And I do. I have so much to be thankful for. But actually allowing myself to sit in the but there are things I would like to change. Okay. It was really powerful. It was really powerful to recognize and realize I don't like that. And in a perfect world, that would go away. Okay. Either I'm going to delegate it, or I'm going to get help somehow, some way, or I'm going to work through it in my mindset, or I'm going to put some habit stacking into play and make it more fun somehow, like laundry and tidying up and cleaning and those types of things, right? Okay. So let's dig into the vision part. The second thing she had us do was to wave your magic wand. Okay. To wave your magic wand. If time and money were not an issue, meaning you had all the time and money you could ever need, what would your typical day-to-day life look like? Outline below your morning flow, how you look and feel, where you live, what work you are doing, what relationships you have, what habits you practice. What would give you joy in your everyday? And I literally just wrote it out, narrative style. I wake up every morning, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And I just filled in the blanks of this is what a perfect day would look like in my life. Okay. And I wrote down things that I didn't even know were in there. For example, just because I am an example type person, I wrote down, it's going to make me cry. Why does this? I don't know. Because probably just because you just saw me, he gave me a kiss and it was not, anyways. One of the things I wrote down is I give Blake a good morning kiss that's filled with passion, and I have all the time in the world for that kiss. Okay. There's been so many times that I haven't seen you all night or whatever, and I die at nighttime. I turn into a pumpkin, and then the morning rush and all the things. And so there's a lot of times that he's just off and he's gone, and now I'm not going to see you until tonight when I'm haggard and run down from the day and the kids and all the things, and then I'm gonna be tired and I'm gonna go to bed. But the mornings, that's when I'm my best, and I want to give him a freaking good kiss every single day morning. That would be a good day. That would be a good day where I get to, and I saw this, I'm just going to share this because I loved it, but on Instagram, it challenged couples to say goodbye for 6 seconds. And it sounds so simple and silly, but I told Blake about this, and we're pretty good at doing it now, not all the time, but it makes a huge difference versus a 0.2 millisecond goodbye, right? Like that one that you just witnessed, right? But a real hug, and the 6 seconds never is just only 6 seconds. It always turns into 30 seconds or more, right? But I love that. Okay. That would be a part of my ideal day. And I had no idea that was in there. Why? Because I know what I want in my life, and I've never allowed myself to sit, to think about it, and to actually write it down. Did this take 10 seconds? No. Did I do this with my kids all around me in chaos? No. This was literally yesterday. 2 of my girls were over at Elizabeth's house playing. My son was watching a show and my baby was asleep. Okay. I took an hour to work on this yesterday. And I still took 30 more minutes this morning to work on it. And honestly, I'm not done. Okay. I'm almost done, but I'm not done yet. So I just tell you that to give you permission to really sit in it. And that's been my problem for the last 8 years, really. Because how many times have you heard coaches say, why are you here? What are you fighting for? On the freaking home screen of your coach online office, it says, what is your why? Do you know why? What are you fighting for? Can you put it in one sentence? Do you know what you want? Do you know why you're showing up day in and day out when you don't feel like it? Because this business is optional. You don't have to do this. No one is holding your hand to the fire. You're not going to get fired. Okay. Why are you here? Why are you on this call live? Why are you watching this recording? If you're watching the recording, you have a reason. Okay. Allow yourself to sit and really figure out what you want in your life. Kira and Solo are probably like, why is this girl screaming today? Sorry if I'm scaring you, Kira and Solo. Okay. So figure it out. Okay. Okay. The next thing she had us do was to brain dump all the desires in your heart. Okay. And to really, truly just lay it all out there. Okay. Everything from the contributions you want to make, to the kind of relationship you want to have with God, to the marriage you want to have, to the financial situation you want to have, to the relationship you want to have with your kids, to the health and body you want to have, right? All of those things, lay it all out there, just brain dump it. Okay. And then from there, she had us categorize. No, that's not true. Not yet. I'm getting ahead of myself. The next thing she had us do was to write out all of the negative thoughts. And I know, because I know I have never done this exercise before. Okay. Because I'm like, why? I'm in this like high vibing place. Why would I even write down all my negative thoughts? That's like getting me out of my rainbow unicorn status. I'm not going to write down my negative thoughts. Okay. But if I don't know the negative thoughts that are holding me back, I don't know what I need to work through. I don't know how to ask for help. I don't know how to reach out to Ashley or Micah or my mentors and say, hey, yo, this is a sticking point for me. Will you please help me? Right. And for you, you don't know what to reach out to Bryn and say, hey, yo, Bryn, I need you. Okay. This is a sticking point for me. Help me out. Okay. You got to figure out the negative thoughts too. And then you know what personal development to do, because you know what is really stopping you in your tracks, why you don't believe in yourself, why you're not making it happen. Okay. So when you're in this high vibing place, these are all my desires. Okay. Why haven't I done it? And then write out all those negative thoughts. Just let the pen go. Okay. Until you don't have any more negative thoughts to write down because you've written them all down. Okay. Then go back and categorize your brain dump. And what I mean by that is you don't have to, it's not like this is the category you must put it in, but like if you're noticing like, okay, this is family. These are all my family desires. Okay, then write an F by those desires. This is like a marriage desire. Okay, then I'm going to write an M by that. This is a health desire. Okay, cool. I'm going to write an H by that. This is like a travel desire. Okay, I'm going to write a T. Or this is like a home desire. This is the kind of home I want to create. All right, I'm going to put an H around that. Okay, you're just kind of lumping them all together to get them organized, to recognize and realize like, okay, these ones are all my health ones. These ones are all my motherhood, marriage, extended family, financial, spiritual, whatever, right? You're lumping them into categories just by putting a letter by it and circling it or underlining it or squaring it or starring it or whatever the freak you want to do. Okay. Put a letter by it. And then from there, and I would literally suggest just blank pieces of paper if you don't buy her workshop and her workbook. Okay. But from there, write it all out. Just like make that bullet point list. In my health, I want that. In my marriage, I want that. In my parenting or motherhood, I want this. Okay. So you're just making it organized. And it's literally like a bullet pointed list of all the things you desire in that specific category. Okay. And this, yes, is this a process? Yes, it is. Now you know why I've been working on it for an hour and a half and I'm almost done. Okay. The last step is to write it out like a story in narrative style. So not just your bullet pointed list. And this is where I have failed in the past. Okay. I've been not completely done all those steps in the past, most of them, 70% of them, but I've just looked at my bullet pointed list and then recorded an affirmation on my phone. Okay. But I have not actually written down like a paragraph of what I actually want to say. Okay. And that has been super powerful because I've been able to think about how I want to word it, make sure I reread it. And is that actually how I want to say it? Should I add a more descriptive word there? Should I change it or shift it or put this there instead so that it's even more powerful, right? And so then when I go to record this in my Think Up, I've already thought through all that and I can literally just read it with energy and passion and fire. Okay. So that's what I'm working on right now. I've made my motherhood vision story. I have made my marriage vision story. I have made my extended family vision story. but now I still need to write out my story for my home, my faith, how I want to make a difference in the world, the house or the travel life experiences we want to have, the career and income story that I want, and my health and energy story that I want. Okay. So I still have a couple of stories to write out, but like my extended family one was literally like a sentence. My motherhood one was like huge. Okay. So, but literally write it out. And she says in there, write your vision story based on the desires, goals, and dreams you have laid out in present tense as if you are living these desires today. Make sure to use descriptive words that create an emotional response for you. And it says, tip, I love to start each paragraph with, I am so happy and grateful now that, ... Okay. This vision starter helps combat the thoughts that might come up around your vision not being your current reality. Remember though, our brain doesn't know the difference between our imagination and reality. So if we can imagine something that we want and then get emotionally connected to it, we can create it and become it. This is why daily repetition, listening to or recording your vision story is absolutely essential. I'm sorry, I have to take a picture real quick. My baby is foam rolling off in the corner and I think that's quite adorable. I should just show you him real quick. Hey, baby, what you doing? Are you foam rolling over there? Are you cute? Oh my gosh, that's adorable. Okay, anyways, and one of the parts of why I'm actually allowing myself to go through this is one, Micah just speaks to me, like she can tell me something and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I finally get it. I finally understand. Finally it's clicking, right? She's that person for me, right? But also she opened up something called Inner Circle this round and I qualified for it. That's the first time I've ever qualified for it. So I get to jump on a call with her every other week. And that's when we're talking through stuff. And that's what I meant when I said like on Monday I'm behind, right? Whatever. I'm sorry, I got to wrap this up because we have a play date soon. But I asked her because I was like, I'm having a hard time like with the vision part of it, because I've heard that sometimes our brains don't know the difference between reality and this vision, right? And sometimes we can trick ourselves into thinking we've already accomplished it when in reality we haven't. So I'm feeling all these happy juices and happy vibes listening to my vision story, but what's to keep me from like, okay, that was enough, right? And she was like, well, I mean, yes, you have that dopamine hit and those high vibes when you're listening to it, but then you can look around at your daily life and realize that's not true. Like that is not what my life looks like right now, right? Like one of my vision stories that I want to create is that I open my blinds every single morning and I see the most beautiful backyard, right? And whether that's in this house, because that's part of my vision too, or in our dream home that we build sometime in the near future, because that's a part of my vision too. That is not true right now. Our backyard is literally a pile of dirt with some swings and a trampoline and a like play set. It didn't used to look like that, but we've ripped it up because we want to redo it. And we are currently in transition phase and it is not beautiful to look at right now. Okay. So while I can create that vision and be descriptive and just imagine it and picture it, my reality is that that is not true. Okay. So when I don't feel like responding to my messages, or I don't feel like sending the invites, or I don't feel like inviting to my group or sending those follow-ups or blah, 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 posting or filling, whatever, fill in the blank. I can literally think about my vision, open up my blinds in my backyard because I've literally had them closed because I don't even want to see my backyard right now, and go get to freaking work because my backyard does not look like what I want it to look like. Okay. So I'm going to wrap it up. All that to say, figure out what's going to make you feel like a success in your morning. Figure out what you're fighting for. and really allow yourself to do the deep work, make the time to make it a priority. And honestly, I'm going to say the unpopular thing. Don't work for the next 1, 2, or 3 days. Don't send the invites. Don't check into our group. Don't listen to the national wake up call. Don't watch Ashley's live videos. Don't get on this team call. Do the freaking work. Okay. Figure out what you want. If you only have a limited amount of time to do this, I don't want to see you on here. Okay. I don't want to see you in our message thread. I want you to come back later and say, sorry, I wasn't on the team call today. I sat down and I figured out what I want. And now I have so much freaking fire in my life. I recorded my vision story and I'm ready to freaking go. And then from then on out, you're on every team call or whatever you need. Not every, you're allowed to miss. Okay. But you know what I mean? Okay. If that limiting belief in your head right now is like, I don't have the time. I don't have the time to sit down and figure out what you want. You don't have the time not to. Every single one of you who's on live here right now has goals with this business. Every single one of you on live right now has been around for more than a month or two. Okay. Every single one of you right now has untapped potential, myself included. Okay. You are powerful beyond freaking measure. Okay. You don't have time not to anymore. Sit down, figure out what you're fighting for. Figure out what kind of vacations you want to take your kids on. Figure out what kind of home you want to have. The backyard you want to have, the house you want to build, the housekeeper that you can absolutely afford because you have all the time and money and energy in the world, right? Or whatever that looks like for you. You don't have time not to. Okay. It took me 8 freaking years to figure out what I really want from this. And now that I'm there, I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I not do this sooner? Okay. So giving you the loving slap in the face to do it now so that you're not in this business for 8 years, stuck exactly where you are right now. Okay. Because I've been a 2 freaking star for a long freaking time. Okay. Okay. I love you. Let me stop the recording. I love you, recording friends. Let's take a picture and then I got to go.